Welcome to the Stogie Palace. I am your host, Chris. Today I have a Diamond Crown Julius Caeser. This is it's not picking it up there, but it's the 1895 Perfecto, which I really like the Perfecto shape. Everything about it is just cool. This is the old style cigars, and the ones I've smoked so far, I've really liked them, how they performed. Just everything about them is cool, and this is supposed to be a really good one. Not much doubt about what kind of cut to do there. That's a straight cut if I ever saw one. Pretty good draw there. It's definitely cocoa. Great smelling wrapper too. Just a little end there. All right. Shouldn't take much to get this lit since it's such a small end there. So this is pretty limited release. Only at specific cigar shops can you find this. Interesting to see how the burn goes. Starts off so small. So this is a 5x52. I got this from the Cigar Authority care package. This is the fourth that I've got from them, the first month that they've released those. It's rated medium to full strength. At least the other Diamond Crown Julius Caesars are. I assume it's the same thing here. I've had this for about 3 weeks. The wrapper is Ecuador Havana. It said Havana. Let me read what it says right from the Cigar Authority mailer that they sent in. The 1809 Perfecto is a cigar limited to Diamond Crown lounges and measures 5x52 according to JC Newman, the manufacturer. It's made at the Fuentes factory. The cigar features an Ecuadorian Havana wrapper over binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic. The 5x50 to 5x52 is probably about my favorite size, and the fact this one's in the Perfecto, so the size and shape, perfect what I'm looking for. Pretty nice looking band, I must say. Once again, the Cigar Authority care package is at the end of the month. They mail you 4 cigars for $19.95, including shipping, and they are cigars that they smoke on the show. This is the 4th in a row that they've done, and they've all been really good. And listening to the lineup for future shows, I'm intrigued on what might be coming in my mail here pretty soon. Perfect draw, not too snug, not too loose. Great smoke output, perfect burn line. I'm getting a Habano wrapper taste for sure. A little peppery, nice aroma. Cigars International has this to say about it. Diamond Crown Julius Caeser is a limited production beauty that's rolled in small batches by the Fuente family, boasting a 92 rating and spot-on performance. The cigar easily fits in with the elite crowd. Dressed in Ecuador Havana seed. I'm thinking Habano, but it says Havana is the second place I've seen that. Wrapper draped over Dominican binder and featuring an eclectic mix of Caribbean, Basin, and Central American fillers. This gem of a cigar is nothing short of fantastic. Enjoy smooth and robust flavors galore, including rich coffee, sweetness, spice, and wood. Trust me, Brutus would be super jealous. In addition to being selected as one of the top cigars of the year, Julius Caeser earned a 92 rating, noting lots of rich coffee-laden smoke layers the palate with each puff. The bold coffee is balanced by sweet and spicy, woody flavors and a savory finish. This was rated as number 14 for Cigar Aficionado Top 25 Cigars of 2014. Pretty good. They say the Diamond Crown Julius Caeser brand is made for the Newmans by their longtime partners of Fuentes, and the cigar brand is named after the founder of the company, a strong-willed man who took the middle name Caesar when he came to America and was told he needed a middle name. I guess his name was Julius Newman, and the people there at Ellis Island or wherever it was said, you need a middle name, so he picked Caesar. And here we go. We got the Julius Caesar cigar, named after him, obviously. This reminds me of the Sonorial by Jose Blanco. Not sure why, it just does. Certain cigars will remind you of different things, different times, different places, different cigars. Great performer though. Nice score high for that. There's the shape after the cut. There's the burn line down there. So it's not a massive opening there, and just right. And it's drawn really good, even though it's narrows there and it's narrow at the end. Great smoke output. All right, let's keep on going on this one and see what I think. About 15 minutes into this Julius Caesar. It's going pretty quick. Going to be at the band point pretty fast. The wrapper all of a sudden decided to do that. Not sure why. Resting for a little over 3 weeks and 65% humidity. So perfect conditions. And so yeah, a little ding for that. That shouldn't be happening. So that's appearance wise. Burn. The ash fell off and then it's kind of struggled to stay lit. I haven't had to touch it up yet, but I have to pull on it kind of hard to get it to stay lit if I put it down for a minute or so. So the smoke output has gone down a little. See what I have to do to get that. The draw hasn't changed much. The burn line is still pretty even. Flavor though, you know, there's always a debate about ratings. Different people have different things that they like and dislike. So take my ratings in the context of my other ratings, not with anybody else's. If I score up or down for something because of my own personal taste, you know that what my own personal tastes are. Like some reviewers, I'm not a big fan of long finishes because a lot of times to me, that long finish is just extended bitterness, usually on the back of my tongue. This one has a fairly long finish. It's not as bitter as some others I've had that had long finishes. There's some pepper in there, but it hangs around for a while. Now, some people like long finishes, so consider that. If you like long finishes, you'll have it with this. Time for a waft, why not? Pretty nice. Peppery, but something else in there too. And if you do watch my reviews, you know that I'm not the greatest in picking up on flavors. I know they're there, I just can't always verbalize what they are. Tip of my tongue kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of overwhelming cedar either. I'm not sensing that in this yet, but when I saw the cigar, I read the Cigar Authority's review, and or listened to them talk about it on their show. I thought I heard them mention cedar in this, but I'm not picking up on that yet. I like some, but just not overwhelming. Right now, the smoke coming off the foot has definitely a cocoa chocolatey kind of note to it. Yeah, that's nice. And that finish is backed off, so that's good. That's really good. Now, I will say that finish happened before the ash fell off, so it didn't get overheated. So anyway, this one's going pretty quick. See what happens when it reaches that little crack there. About 30 minutes in, and that's about midway through the second third. It went out, shouldn't have gone out. It was getting tougher and tougher to keep it lit. Ash would fall off and then it would kind of come back to life, but then it finally just went out. But the bigger irritation was the band. It's a really nice looking band, one I'd like to keep for my collection, but as you can see there, it was shredded a little bit there because it was nearly impossible to get off. didn't want to slide, so that wasn't an option. And even if it did, the way that they over glued it, it was going to tear apart anyway. Now, I was a little correction. The review I was talking about earlier, that Cigar Authority was talking about, was actually a brick house, the Traveler, which I have and I'll review later. But the comment was made about that, which is also a JC Newman cigar made by Fuente, is that JC Newman and Fuente products tend to have an excessive amount of pectin used on the bands, which make them a pain to remove and sometimes cause them to stick to the wrapper. Luckily, and that's from the Cigar Authority, luckily it didn't damage the wrapper, and that little area where it cracked, you can see it there, hasn't been a problem yet. But yeah, that's an irritation. So public service announcement to all cigar manufacturers and band manufacturers: make your bands easy to get off. A lot of us like to keep these, especially if you never know when you're going to get another one. I don't know if I live near any Diamond Crown cigar lounges around here where I could even get one of these. But that's an irritation, big time irritation. I agree. I score down on that. Since flavor is so subjective, I don't go too crazy with rating based on flavor, because what a long finish to me that I may not like, which that's kind of gone away with this one, thankfully. Maybe something that you like. So I don't go too heavy on the flavor part of it, unless it tastes terrible, of course. But yeah, going out, that was no fun. Their band was definitely no fun. Thankfully, I had my trusty Havana saver nearby, because sharpest fingernail wasn't going to get that off. So imagine you're out and about on the golf course or wherever, and you're struggling with just trying to get the band off. That's not cool. So loving the aroma, flavor. It's not knocking me out, but it's not a negative either, though. Burn, when it stayed lit, it's even. Draw is still good, although I'm starting to wonder if this tapered end is impeding the draw a little now. It's not wet. I don't slobber all over my cigars, so it's not that. But a lot of times, even with a good cut and a wider cigar, it'll just start getting backed up there, like with a torpedo or something. So let's keep going. Well, I'm going to wrap up this review of the Diamond Crown Julius Caeser 1895 Perfecto. Getting close to the end here, especially since it narrows out so much there at the bottom. This is 1 hour in, so it'll last a little more than that. Let's make some comments about this. First of all, you know what? I'll wait and hold off on the score, because to a lot of you, scores don't matter. You don't care about them. So let me tell you about the cigar. As far as the appearance goes, a nice looking cigar, nice looking band. Told you about the band, a little difficult to remove. That's not cool, but they definitely put some effort into the band. Yeah, they put some effort into attaching it correctly. Burn, what I noticed was, and this is probably a limitation to the Perfecto, a shape that I like, is that when it started widening out is where I had the most problems. That's where, number one, some bitterness came in. There was a change right in that area, so there was a little bit of bitterness for about maybe a third of the cigar, if that, maybe not quite that much. I didn't care for that as a long finish. You may like it, so take that into account. The ash held on pretty good, and right now, towards the end here, it's one of the strongest ashes I've ever had. It doesn't want to fall off. I even tried to tap it a little just because I was a little nervous about it, but no, it's holding on strong, so that's good. Nice looking ash. Smoke output, for the most part, was pretty good. Where it scores high for me is complexity. I noticed at least 2 shifts in flavor there, maybe even more. At the beginning, it was pretty smooth. The bitterness came in, then it smoothed out again, and now towards the end, there's some different flavors coming in. I did a retrohale. I think I only did one really with this, and I was picking up some different flavors in there, and it was nice. It was pretty good. So I give it points definitely for complexity. Draw was pretty solid throughout. Strength, they say it's medium to full. I guess I'd go with that. A lot of times with me, it doesn't really kick in completely until I'm done smoking it. For instance, a swag I smoked recently went 2.5 hours. Didn't feel like it was full, but I'll tell you what, an hour or two later it sure did. So I have to revise that. That was full. But so I ended up giving it a 94. 94 is 1 point below the Opus X, which there are some similarities, as there should be. It's made by the same company but a different wrapper. Same manufacturer, Fuentes. Started getting kind of warm kind of early before this point, and that probably has to do with the tapered tip there. But now that's actually backed off. I slowed down a little bit, and actually the middle of the cigar burns very slow. Something I thought would not even get close to last an hour is going to go an hour and 10 probably, so it definitely slowed down. Got wider, makes sense. So anyway, I think that's about it. I don't know if there's much else I can say about this cigar. Would I buy more? Possibly, if I didn't have a couple hundred sitting waiting to be smoked and reviewed. But they're not the easiest ones to get, at least this shape. So thanks for watching. Once again, this is the Diamond Crown Julius Caeser 1895 Perfecto by JC Newman in the Fuentes. Get it this only at the Diamond Crown lounges. And this is Chris at Stogie Palace. See you guys later.